You're struggling mentally because you keep compromising your value to stay in a place where you're no longer thriving. You are no longer effective. You're losing credibility with yourself. You have decision fatigue, and you still sitting in this liminal space. And you've been there so long, you legit forgot why you there in the first place. So why are you there? What's the mission? What city are you in? Has your mind checked out, but your calendar keep calling the shots, huh? Your calendar is running the shots. Well, pull up a chair. Let's talk about it. Let's strategize about it. Welcome to the strategy table. I am your host, Artrice V. Scott. And yes, we strategize all our pain into power over here. Today is for the leader who looks good on paper, promoted, trusted, still showing up, but somewhere quieter in a place nobody else has access to. You've been asking yourself the same question. The same question. Where am I? Who am I? What am I doing in this space that I don't even like? You've been asking yourself that question for months, huh? And today at the Strategy Table, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. It's not a bad week that you're having. It's not a gratitude problem. It's literally mission drift. So let's strategize about it. Let's name all the components of it and let's rebuild our lives, right? So here it is. You are in a season where you are constantly looking for permission to do the thing that you want to do, but nobody's going to give you that permission. It is up to you to know where you want to go and where you want to be and whether a place is no longer serving you. So I want to start by showing you something, and I want you to tell me if this looks like your week. You wake up before your alarm, not because you're rested, because seeing you is all running. You already the responsibility is calling you, right? In those little last 30 minutes of REM sleep, though, it's calling you. You lay there for a minute. You do the math. You're tired before your feet hit the floor. You're dreading what the day holds. You get to work. You sit down at your desk, and before you've done one thing, there's this quiet, low grade dread sitting in your chest. It's not panic, just here we go again. Here we go again. You handle the meetings, you answer the emails, you make the decisions that nobody else wants to make for an organization. And the people around you, they love you. They say, thank God she's here. Inside you thinking, I cannot do this for another day, another year. You go home, you're half listening to your kids. You half show up to your partner, not because you don't love them, because there's nothing left to give. You spend all your life capital on a place, in a place that didn't even need you, doesn't want you, doesn't know your best version of you. It just needs you to be there for the numbers. You're fulfilling somebody else's vision and you don't have one on your own life. You sit on the edge of that bed and you can't tell if you're sad, you're tired, or both. You don't even know if somebody gave you one wish, what would you use it on? And we can't just say money because money don't solve internal problems. So I want you to do something with me today. Before I tell you my own story, I want you to push back on what I just said. Not in a defensive way, in a receipt keeping way. Because what I just described is a week, a day in your life where you're second guessing your identity. You literally have nothing else to give because you're empty and you're seeking, but you can't find it. And your brain is going to do what it always does. It's going to nod and confirm, yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm a mess. I don't know where I am. But your brain is lying to you, not on purpose. It's just running the same filter it's been running for months. To filter is selecting every confirmation that you're stuck and quietly deleting every piece of evidence that you could be free. So I want you to find one thing right now, one thing this week, one that you actually show up for. I want you to uncover a conversation that landed and hit you, a decision you got right, a moment you laughed from your stomach, a text you sent from someone that meant something to them from you. And for you, that was just what you do. It's not gaslighting yourself. That is not toxic positivity. It is interrupting your brain's organism. Right? Because if you stay in a place so long, your brain automatically starts to think that's what we're supposed to do. Because the version of you that's drifting is also the version of you that's not been showing up. And both things can be true at one time. Your brain has only been telling you about one of them because that's the one you've been holding on to. Now, let me tell you what happened to me a few months ago. I started back working out. And after almost 2 years off, nothing dramatic, life happens, right? I had kids, the work, the demands, the running just quietly slipped off of my list. And I love to run. It is literally movement meditation for me. I didn't notice it until my body started telling me. So I got back into it. I came home one day. I've been consistent for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And my daughter said to me, "You been consistent again, ain't working out." Whew, thank God. I'm like, "Girl, what you talking about?" Shit, you feel better, don't you? Yeah, I mean, dopamine, working out. I said, "But you're still not telling me what you're talking about." She said, "I can tell when you don't work out, when you're not running, when you're not in movement. We all can tell you uptight." I'm like, she said, "You're irritable. Your words don't be right. Things don't go the way you want them to. You become easily frustrated and annoyed." And I had to pause and think about it because this is my 15-year-old telling me who I am under pressure. Yeah, yeah. It was hard though, but I had to acknowledge that she was right because we don't think people around us are watching us and understand us. See, I was tracking the weight gain to tell me when I need to go work out. The people in my family was tracking my attitude. They was tracking the way I showed up, the way I responded to them. I tra- I drifted away from the thing that kept me me, and the people close to me felt it before I did. And I'm telling you this story because I need you to hear this. When you drift away from your alignment and you keep showing up dry, empty, quiet, and sad, the people around you can feel it. They know something's off. Somebody you love is asking you what's wrong, and you don't have an answer. You can't name it. It hurts. You don't know what to do about it. You cry in the car, in your bed. You're soaking the pillow in the shower. You're sitting in the driveway after work or even before you go in the building, exhausted, mentally, fatigued. And the truth is this, before you can answer that question for them, you have to answer it for yourself. Now, if you take nothing else from this episode, I want you to take this line. So write this down, put it in your notes, whatever you have to do. I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear me loud. Your unhappiness is not a gift to the people who love you. Your purpose is. What do you mean, Artrice? Your sacrifice of misalignment is not a gift to the people who love you. They came here for your gift, and you're suppressing it. For comfort, I understand what it means to be stuck between responsibility and freedom. But when we choose a lower version of ourselves, a lower standard, we're not serving anyone. We're not serving anyone. People are here for your gift. Your family, your children, they're here for your gift. What they seen in you, the way you light up a room, when you can smile. They're not here for the suppressed version of you, the miserable version of you. So you don't have a problem. You need a new mission. Or you have to get back into the mission that you already know is yours. Being distracted in a world that's asking you to consume an identity faster than you can build one is not okay. Because somebody needs your true identity. I'm not telling you to be ungrateful for where you are and what you have, but I am asking you to ask yourself, is my assignment in this season, in this place, over? Because if you're not content, your spirit knows it, your body knows it, your sleep knows it, the people who love you know it. But you're the last in every you go admit that this mission is complete. When you start operating as a threshold walker, and the threshold walker is one of the 13 frequencies that I came up with, and it shows you where you're stuck in between. That's what the threshold walker is. When the old assignment is over and it's no longer providing nourishment, and the new one hasn't been named yet. So again, you're showing up, trying to be the best version of yourself, trying to set boundaries, trying to set routines, hoping it satisfies the discontentment that you feel inside. But I'm here to tell you that it won't. When people are stuck in a liminal space, nobody wants to talk about it in a way that of a personality flaw or your own fault, right? Because it's not a personality problem. It's not a character defect. It's an adaptate it's adapt it's an adaptation of who you true are. You're continually adapting to your surroundings before you're able to make a decision, because either you're taking too long to make a decision or you can't make one at all. And you get rewarded for just going with the flow. People reward people who don't speak up or say anything or move on or change. People don't like change. People don't like moving on. So there's of loyal. You're the most loyal people in your friend circle because you're a threshold walker. You're like, I'm going with the flow. But that's the exact thing that's draining you right now. And you built these walls for yourself and you can't break loose in more ways than one. And people like to think that your lives and how you live is disconnected. But no matter in what circle you in, if you keep giving a version of yourself or presenting an identity of yourself, it's going to show up over and over again the more you start to walk in that space. Because, oh, this is who we are. We like this space. We're constantly adapting to what other people want us to be and do and say. So guess what? We're just adapting all areas of our lives. And before you know it, you're asking yourself that question again. Why am I here? How did I get here? And you say, oh, I'm just going to be grateful. People would kill for this job, for this relationship. Quit playing with yourself. But would you? When you find yourself in mission drift, there's only 3 explanations. 3. And you have to be honest about which one is yours. 1, is the mission complete in this place, in this relationship, in this community? You came, you did what you were supposed to do, and now it's time to go. Only you can answer that. 2, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. The yes you said to being in that place was somebody else's yes. I guaranteed you. It was mama wanted you to be something in life. Your daddy wanted you to do something. Your circumstances dictated to you that you needed to go be this person. Your fears. And you've been honoring that yes like a contract when it was never yours. treating it like a retirement plan just because it worked in the beginning. Everything that works in the beginning isn't long term. And you're trying to keep forcing the thing and you wonder why it don't fit anymore. 3, it's just time. You can't learn anything else. You are not being taught anything else. It's nothing tragic, nothing dramatic. It's just that I don't fit. Pick one. Where are you? Which one is you? Because every day you spend not picking, you're spending. You're spending your energy being misaligned. You're spending your peace. You're spending the version of yourself that your kids are going to remember. You are spending your alignment in a space that's no longer serving you. And then when you're 60, you're going to ask the question, I wish I would have did that. Or you're going to say to yourself. Now, I want to say one more thing about the second option, because it's one of the most controversial that the threshold walkers usually refuse to consider, that you're never supposed to be here. I don't care how much accolades you got, how many awards you got. If that sentence make you flinch or second guess, you had no business being in that space, because you built a whole belief around the success you had in that. But the whole time you're still not supposed to be there. And then you're afraid because you've had so much success. That belief comes from a version of you that was being built as you grew in childhood, in friendships where you know you weren't supposed to be hanging out with those people. But because you had fun, you adapted. That version was right in the moment. And you're afraid that leaving will cost you more than you can rebuild. So your body learns the rules. It keeps telling you that leaving will cost me everything. But you have to understand that that's not the version of you anymore that you want to show up. So if you want to walk in a new light and you want to get back in alignment, you got to be ready to make the sacrifice. Leaving doesn't kill what you built, but you have to learn to build something different. You cannot take a survival lesson and keep building on survival. You have to build a foundation that's going to allow you to build a skyscraper. So you have to learn that a new identity is going to feel delusional because it hasn't had time yet to take root. I say this, and I say it a lot to myself. Delusion is the absence of time. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It means it's early. And the timeline that you're wanting or you're creating has to adjust to your new yes. For every yes you give, something to shift to make that a new yes. So oftentimes I always tell people, like, when we pray or when we are out here trying to manifest and our life gets turned upside down, what we don't understand is a shifting. The topsy-turvy. It's like, hold up. We got to shift. We got to remove. We got to break. Huh? And nobody's prepared for the shifting. That's why I say, oh, it's not going to be easy. It is easy if you're in alignment, because you won't even notice the shift. You'll be like, oh, that's supposed to happen. I don't need that anymore. Because when you know who you are, you know where you're going, and you know what you're working towards, and you know the mission, and that mission is driving you because it's in your heart, you're no longer worried about what's turning upside down. You're no longer worried about what's leaving. You're focused. So how do you walk yourself out of mission drift? 3 steps. We do this every week here at the strategy table. We're going to expose that thing. We're going to disrupt that thing. We're going to rebuild that thing. So step 1, let's expose it. You have to ask yourself the question, and you have to answer it honestly. Do I have purpose in this place, in this community, in this season of my life? What lessons have I learned, and what else can I learn in this space? And whatever answer you come up with, you have to be willing to respond to it, not argue with it, not negotiate with it, not call yourself crazy for what came up, respond to it. Because here's the thing about a threshold walker. The sick is already there. Your spirit's already named it. You just keep diluting the answer because the answer is inconvenient. The answer means something has to change and you're not ready for that change. So I give protocols. First protocol to go with that exposure. This place was an assignment, not a destination. Say it again. This place was an assignment, not a destination. That sentence is going to do a lot of work for you this week. And it's going to help you start building. And it's going to take you into step 2, which is to disrupt. This is where you stop performing. You stop showing up dry. You stop showing up pretending that joy comes in the morning. Morning comes when you say yes to you and the mission you're actually supposed to be fulfilling, when you get in alignment. Morning comes when you stop drinking out of a cup you already know is empty. So this is where I want to give you something that I usually don't give people in Disrupt, a body practice. Because I know you. You're going to want to think your way out of this. That's what you do. You stay in your mind. You think your way out of mission drift, and that's exactly how you got in this space. So this is what I want you to do. Every time you feel a flicker, a flinch, an aliveness in yourself, a moment of being interested in something new, a laugh that catches you off guard, an idea light your frequency waves in your brain, I want you to give 3 seconds and wait right there. At second 5, I want you to say, "Ooh, that's good." At second 8, I want you to say, "Ooh, I want to do this." 30 seconds later, I want you to go and I want you to write that down. Don't dim it. Don't immediately go okay and go back to work. 30 seconds. I want you to write it down. Don't make a joke about it. Don't dismiss it. Don't talk down. I want you to write the bold truth because remember, delusion is the absence of time. I'm asking you to do this because aliveness has been encoded as a risk in your body and you have to disrupt that. The last time you were fully alive, something cost you for it. Maybe a relationship, maybe a job, maybe a version of yourself, and you had to put it down and you stopped getting excited about things. Your nervous system found aliveness equals danger. So now every time you start to come alive, your body sends a chemical message to dim down that thought. And I'm asking you to embrace it. Before your mind catches up to what you're doing, I want you to embrace it immediately. It's not a belief. It's an encoding that lives in your body, which is why no amount of thinking is going to fix it. It's action that's going to repair it. And when you keep doing it, it's going to be a gentle repetition of coming alive each and every day, and you stop feeling empty. So the second protocol, the mission is complete. It's not betrayal. The mission is complete, and that is not a betrayal. You are not betraying everything else. You're outgrowing it. You've already outgrown it. You just refuse to be rooted up. Do you know what happens when plants stay in the ground too long? They get root rot, and you don't want that. Root rot is bad. It can't produce. Outgrowing something is not betrayal. Mission complete is not a failure. And if you listen to Holy Discernment or Rebellion last week, where I talked about the Holy Discernment, you have to embrace that if you want to walk in your discernment. Your inner man is asking you something, and you have to be brave enough to hear the answer and run with it. Step 3, rebuild. This is the execution phase, and this is where most threshold walkers stall. I don't want you to do that. This is important. And I need to say something to all my threshold walkers out there, specifically because the threshold walker has a particular pattern at the execution phase, and I do not want you to confuse it. I don't want you to do it. Thresholders are not linear. You're not self-sabotaging. You don't move in a straight line. You go hard for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you disappear because you're in your head. You start 3 things and you finish 1. You write the vision down in January, you ignore it in February, you come back in March. That's not failure. That's not self-sabotage. That's how you're built. And the in-between is your home. You process by walking away and walking back, negotiating. All this, you are a master negotiator with yourself, with other people. But in this context, we're talking about you, which is why you're stuck, because you keep negotiating. And when you keep negotiating with yourself and going back and forth, you're not growing. You're just arguing with yourself. So it's not self-sabotage. It is, you need to execute. Stay alive for 30 seconds and do the thing. Embrace the way you learn. Embrace the way you execute, and don't talk yourself out of it. Don't forget to go back. You're at the door of a new assignment, and the small voices that come, that negotiator that's living on the inside of you trying to negotiate whether you stay or leave, you got to disrupt that. You cannot walk away from what you want and say, I got responsibilities. You do. And you're going to do this response, but you do it while rebuilding your identity. When your body and mind start showing you a different path, do not ask other people what they see. Anybody can see the light and not hear the sound. Some people can hear the sound and never walk towards the light. When you see the sound and hear the sound, you have to embrace the strategy to move. You cannot give small people your big vision, the one you wrote down in step 1. Don't give that to them. Expect them to validate that. That's for you. You can't give small rooms big dreams and expect them to bless them. Their job is not to see what you see. Your job is to execute and make them see it anyways. Third protocol. You do not need anybody's permission to walk in an assignment that already has your name on it. Say it again. You do not need anybody's permission to walk into the assignment that already has your name on it. I don't understand that. Don't do that. You can take breaks. You can learn. I just don't want you to stop. And don't ask for permission. And that's how you're going to rebuild the credibility within yourself. So if you're in a place, a job, a relationship, a room, a role, and you cannot answer the question, why am I here? I need you to start strategizing with every gift you thought you ever had. Every dream. You're not ungrateful for where you are. You're just trying to go to a different place. You want to be in alignment with the true version of you. I want you to ask, what season am I in? And again, be brave enough to run with the answer. Are you brave enough? Are you courageous enough? Do you believe in yourself enough? Find one piece of evidence. Remember, I gave you the strategy. That one thought, write it down immediately. Stay there 30 seconds. I gave you a 3, a 5, a 8-second strategy. 30 seconds. Stay there. Every time you feel that aliveness, do it. Don't swallow it. Let your body learn what aliveness can do for you. The 3 protocols. This place was an assignment, not a destination. The mission is complete and it's not a betrayal. I do not anybody's mission to walk the assignment that already has my name on it. That's our time. I want you to go over to avsstrategytable.com and take the quiz. I created a quiz of the 13 frequencies that's running this show. And I want you to take that quiz because I want you to be able to name where you are. Then I want you to come back to this podcast every week and get ready to figure out how you operate. Awareness is not restructuring, but it is the door. So this is awareness, but you have to be ready to do the work and walk through the door that I'm opening. One more thing to take away from this message. Your unhappiness is not a gift to the people who love you. They came here for your purpose. They came here for your gift. So you cannot keep suppressing who you are. This is Artrice V. This is real life, real stories, real strategies. Until next time, I'll see you back at the strategy table.